Hello and welcome to another episode of today's Conversations on Leadership. I'm your host, Dr. Gilles LaMarche, and I am so thrilled today to have two friends on. And believe it or not, we are coming to you from three different time zones. Eastern time zone in America, Spain, as well as Australia. My two friends are Dr. Jennifer Barham-Floreani and Dr. Simon Floreani. Jennifer graduated from Chiropractic College in 1998, Dr. Simon in 1995. Dr. Jen wrote the book Well-Adjusted Babies in 2008, and she was just sharing with me that there are over 500,000 copies of that book around the globe, and I'm thinking it might be one of the most sold chiropractic books of all time. So Dr. Jen and Dr. Simon, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for having us. Yeah.
Well, I know that you've gone through the rigmarole of chiropractic in Australia. You've been principled chiropractors. You come from chiropractic families. I can't remember how many members of your families are chiropractors, but I know that 3 of your 4 sons are currently in chiropractic college, and that's a really, really big deal. But I know you've worked so hard for the profession in Australia and around the globe, and now you're bringing a lot of your skills and your knowledge to the profession. And during the month of October, actually October 12th and 13th, you will be in Atlanta teaching your course, Well-Adjusted Families. So let's share with our audience what they're going to be learning, and just tell us about, your roadway and where you're at right now.
You start.
Well, we really want chiropractors to be excellent in the delivery of chiropractic. And so we are really focused on the clinical side of looking after families and having chiropractors become more confident in seeing pregnant women and children, who are the biggest population that are seeking healthcare, outside of the mainstream medical model, because parents don't want to have medication. They don't want their kids to have medication, and especially pregnant women don't want what the major medical system is offering. And we are their best option. And we need the chiropractors to be excellent in looking after them throughout their pregnancies, to help children, not just children that are injured, but everyday children. Children in every family need to be adjusted so that they can thrive in an environment that doesn't enable them easily to be healthy, vibrant beings unless they are undertaking chiropractic care and the chiropractic lifestyle.
Agree, 100%. Dr. Jen.
Well, Gilles, I think, like all 3 of us, we have been to seminars at times, and they might, teach these techniques, and you leave there thinking, okay, that was great. How do I apply all of that? And I think the feedback that Simon and I get is that the seminars we teach are very much about adjusting different age groups. So it's not just pregnant women and babies. We teach techniques that could be applicable for, anyone's age, body shape, size. But we also take, I think, a lot of complex information that chiropractors have heard the last 5 years within the health arena, and we break that down for them. And how do they then empower patients about that information as well, so that we become leading edge healthcare practitioners, and we're across the things that are compromising pregnant women and babies and families today. So one of the things that we touch on, for example, is basically the methylation, where that becomes, so methylation is a process in the body, and what's happening, Gilles, is things like tongue tie are now becoming an epidemic, anxiety in children, all sorts of neurodevelopmental issues. And so we make that applicable to chiropractors. And how do they talk to pregnant women, for example, about some of the information they've been told for decades of, you should take folic acid. And so we talk to them about how there are better forms of that won't then play out as things like tongue tie and methylation issues. So we very much blend what's happening for families today and the health challenges with how do we make that applicable every day in practice. What are the adjusting techniques and the home advice and things that chiropractors can do?
So I know that when we talk about, delivering quality service, my line has always been, we want, as individuals, and I think collectively as a profession, we want every single chiropractor to be exceptional. We want people to know that when they go to a chiropractor, they are going to be well received with kindness, but with also the knowledge and the expertise to deliver the goods. And if you're going to show up at a chiropractor's office, know that you're going to be really, really well taken care of. So I know that that's how you operated your practice. As I was laying in bed this morning, awakening, I recalled my first visit to Melbourne, Australia. I was registering at the front desk of the hotel, having just gotten off the plane, and I get a little tap on my shoulder, and it's Dr. Simon behind me, who was there to host me. And immediately after I checked in and dropped my bags up to my to my room, took me to your offices, where I was greeted by all of your team. I was checked, I was adjusted, I was given a beautiful organic lunch, I was given a massage, and my entire journey that day in your office ended with a session with a music therapist. You talk about making somebody feel good after a 14, 15-hour flight across the pond.
24.
I can't remember how long it took. And I remember I had a stopover in Hawaii. So it just reminded me as I laid there, I was like, the service that you always delivered from the beginning of time and your consciousness of delivering high quality service to the best of your ability in your own practices was like exceptional. It was like the best I'd ever received. And so I know that what you're doing now is, again, at that level, that you are developing you've developed a very, very high quality teaching process whereby the chiropractors or chiropractic students that attend your seminars leave better clinicians, better equipped to deliver the goods and do it exceptionally. So I thank you.
Well, that's our every hope. Thank you, because we want chiropractors to be excellent and confident in their excellence. And our 33 subluxation model is tying everything back to the spinal column, and we're calling it the central tube, because it's not just about the spinal bones and the mechanics of the spine. We're teaching chiropractors to fire up the central tube and know that when the central tube and the spinal cord and the brainstem are fired up, the body is up and it works better, and the electricity is running better through the body. And when we can see that and the soft neurological signs of a nervous system running well, then we can confidently relay that to the patient and say, it's not just about your pain, this is about your central nervous system running well. And here's how we see that. And here's how we can help you have that every day, and how your children can efficiently and effectively run their bodies because their nervous system is running well. And that's the feedback we get from the chiropractor, saying, I can see with intention that my adjustments are firing up this nervous system and balancing it, rather than just inputting an influence and maybe helping mechanical pain or strain. We want to make sure that they see with their chiropractic eyes and feel with their chiropractic fingertips that they are able to alter the neurology and have the body running well and efficiently. And that's what we're made for.
Optimizing neurology, right? That's the line. We aim to optimize. It's not that we can improve it, but we can optimize how the nervous system is functioning. Dr. Jen?
Yeah, and I think it is very much about, they leave with that confidence, but also renewed and excited, Gilles. That's the feedback we get. We've had chiropractors who attend our seminars who've been in practice a long time, and they said to us things like, you guys just reminded me to trust my innate. Sometimes we get into this cookie cutter of this is how we adjust, and we have our filters on, and we're not actually looking at the individual, patient as to what's going on for them. And I think, that's our hope, is just to awaken that healer, renew that, so that they get excited about the skills they have and build on those with just this knowledge and confidence. It's beautiful. Yes, new grads get excited because they learn so much, but even to have those older chiropractors just, be very, very grateful that, it's okay to trust their intuition and to not be just schedules like this and adjustments like that, to get back to that real connection.
Well, thank you for that. Any closing comments from you, Dr. Simon or Dr. Jen, after that?
No, we're so grateful to be back in America after the big pause we've had to be able to contribute to clinical excellence. That's our passion, and to get chiropractors the confidence they deserve to have in applying our amazing craft, and really focused on that instead of second grade, bowing down to mechanical care only. Not that is bad, but it is actually so enriching after 30 years in practice to be able to still love what we do and turn the lights on and share that with patients, that I'm going to switch the power on and I'm going to turn it up for you, and you're going to be able to breathe better and enjoy your life better, because we know and can observe your nervous system improving instead of just focused on a pain mechanical model. It is really where we shine, and that's what we hope to share with you when you come to our seminar and walk away with that extra confidence.
Thank you, Dr. Jen.
That kind of sums it up, Gilles. We ultimately want chiropractors to know that they are the leading health resource for families today.
Well, we've had the pleasure of hosting you at Life University before. My wife and I, Dr. Melissa, have had the pleasure of hosting you and your boys in our home for, 5-6 days back in the day, a number of years ago. What year was that?
You survived us.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, your children were so well raised. It was a pleasure to host the entire family, but we look forward to hosting you at Life University once again, October 12th and 13th. We're talking 2024, and we're recording this in May. So about 5 months from now, we'll have you back in Atlanta. And we certainly want to fill the room so that the people that attend learn from two masters and leave with, as you mentioned, more inspiration, more vitality, more willingness to go out and stand up and take care of people so that we can impact humanity from this day forward at a higher level than the chiropractic profession has ever had. And so I hope that you'll have copies of your books maybe available, or that people will know all about it. But Well-Adjusted Babies, I was hoping to bring a copy from my home library today, and I completely forgot because it still sits on my shelf at home. But fantastic book that I read, more than a decade ago. And obviously the registration link for this event will be included so that you can get online, get yourself registered, come and spend some time at Life University, where you will learn from masters. Thanks for joining me today. Look forward to seeing you back in America.
Thanks, Gilles.
Thank you so much.